Hey there, Shadow Seekers. I'm Juniper, producer of The Shadow Frequency, and tonight Matt Wilson's taking us into the steamy swamps of Louisiana. We're hunting the Rougarou, a Cajun werewolf with a taste for mischief and a howl that'll haunt your dreams. So settle in, turn up the volume, and let's tune in to the strange. Here is Matt.
Welcome back, listeners, to The Shadow Frequency. I'm your host, Matt Wilson, and tonight we're diving deep into the murky bayous of Louisiana. The air is thick, the shadows are long, and something's lurking just beyond the cypress trees. We're talking about the Rougarou, a Cajun legend that's equal parts werewolf, swamp monster, and cautionary tale. So grab a cup of chicory coffee, lock your doors, and let's step into the unknown. The Rougarou, sometimes spelled Rouxgarou, has been haunting Louisiana folklore for centuries. Its name comes from the French loup-garou, meaning werewolf. But this isn't your typical full moon howler. The Rougarou is a distinctly Cajun twist on the legend, steeped in the culture of the Acadian settlers who brought their tales to the swamps after being exiled from Canada in the 1700s. Picture this, a hulking, hairy beast with glowing red eyes, sharp claws, and a hunger for disobedience. It's said to roam the wetlands, hunting those who break Lent, disrespect their elders, or stray too far from the path, literally or figuratively. So where did this creature come from? Some say it's a blend of French werewolf myths and Native American shapeshifter stories, molded by the isolation of the Bayou. Others claim it's a tool, a spooky story parents told kids to keep them in line. Don't wander into the swamp, they'd say, or the Rougarou will get you. But here's the kicker. Plenty of folks down in Louisiana swear it's more than just a story. Sightings persist to this day. Blurry shapes in the fog, unexplained tracks, and that bone-chilling howl echoing through the night. Let's break it down. In Cajun lore, becoming a Rougarou isn't always a choice. One version says you can turn into one if you're cursed, say by a witch or a voodoo priestess. Another tale claims it's a 101-day punishment for breaking Lent. You don't eat meat for 40 days, but if you slip up, bam, next thing you know, you're sprouting fur and chasing your neighbors. And get this, if you're bitten by a Rougarou or even lock eyes with one for too long, you might catch the curse yourself. But here's the catch. You can't talk about it, or the curse sticks forever. Now, I've dug into some first-hand accounts, and they're wild. Back in 1974, a fisherman near Houma claimed he saw a 7-foot-tall creature with matted fur and a wolf-like snout watching him from the reeds. He said it didn't attack, just stared with those glowing eyes before slipping back into the water. Then there's a story from the 90s. A teenage girl in Lafourche Parish said she heard scratching at her window during Lent. When she peeked outside, she saw a hulking figure with red eyes pacing her yard. She didn't sleep for weeks. Skeptics will tell you it's just swamp gas, gators, or too much moonshine. And yeah, the bayou's a weird place. Optical illusions and wildlife can play tricks on you. But the sheer number of stories passed down generation after generation makes you wonder, is the Rougarou a metaphor for guilt? A remnant of colonial fears? Or is there something real prowling those backwaters? All right, listeners, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'll tell you how to ward off a Rougarou and share a chilling encounter from just a few years ago that'll make your skin crawl. Stick around.
Dive into the unknown with The Shadow Frequency, hosted by Matt Wilson. Fresh episodes drop daily, delivering short, captivating, and info-packed paranormal stories that keep you hooked and hungry for more. It's the perfect blend of eerie entertainment and mind-bending facts. Catch us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iHeartRadio, and all major podcast directories. The Shadow Frequency, your daily haunt for the strange and unexplained.
Welcome back to The Shadow Frequency. Before the break, we were knee-deep in the Rougarou legend, Louisiana's very own Cajun werewolf. Now let's talk survival. If you're ever in the Bayou and feel those red eyes on you, what do? According to tradition, you've got options. 1, place 13 pennies or pebbles in a circle around your doorstep. The Rougarou can't count past 12, so it'll get stuck trying to figure it out till sunrise. 2, hang a colander or a sifter by your door. Same deal. It'll be too busy counting the holes to come inside. And 3, whatever you do, don't break Lent. That's like ringing the dinner bell. But let's get to that modern encounter I promised. This one comes from 2019 down near Bayou Blue. A truck driver, let's call him Ray, was hauling lumber late at night when his headlights caught something crossing the road. He told a local paper it was tall, covered in dark fur, with a hunched back and a face like a wolf's. But wrong. Too human. He slammed on the brakes, and it turned to look at him, red eyes glinting, before bolting into the swamp. Ray said the air felt heavy, like it was pressing down on him, and he couldn't shake the feeling he dodged something awful. What's fascinating is how the Rougarou keeps evolving. Today, it's not just a folk tale, it's a cultural icon. You've got Rougarou festivals and Huma, craft beers named after it, even a kid's book or two, but beneath the fun, there's still that primal fear. The swamp's a place where the rules bend, where the line between man and monster blurs. And maybe that's the real power of the Rougarou. It's a reminder that some shadows don't need a shape to scare us. So what do you think, listeners? Is the Rougarou just a story to keep kids out of the mud? Or is there something hairy and hungry out there, waiting for the next rule breaker? Hit us up in the comments, let us know. Until next time, keep your eyes on the shadows and maybe leave a few pennies by the door. This is Matt Wilson signing off from the Shadow Frequency.
That's all for this episode of The Shadow Frequency. I'm Juniper, your producer, and I hope you're sleeping with one eye open after Matt's dive into the Rougarou legend. If you love this trip to the Bayou, subscribe, leave us a review, and tell your friends, because the shadows are better when we explore them together. Catch you next time.